to discuss this masterclass that Charlamagne the God put on when he went on The View. Now, Charlamagne the God went on The View, and he got Whoopi Goldberg to crash out on her own podcast. She was about to take it there.
Let me ask you something that's going around right now. A lot of this conversation about President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it.
As you probably already know, because this isn't pressing news or anything, that's in reference to the ABC interview that Biden did, where Biden told ABC he's not pardoning his son Hunter, who was on trial at the time, that if a jury convicts Hunter, he's gonna go to jail, which I thought was dumb from the rip. Sacrificing your own son for political reasons, for political cheers, I think was dumb, bro. Like, your son is about to go to prison, bro, and you have the power to save him from going to prison. Save him, bro. It's not like he committed murder or anything, bro. He's going to jail for technicalities, bro. Things that he probably wouldn't be charged with if he wasn't your son. Pardon him. But Biden refused to do so because Trump lives rent-free in and said, this is all about Trump. This is everything to do with them wanting to say Biden is law and order, Biden don't believe nobody is above the law, and Trump is corrupt. And because Trump lives rent-free and Biden said Biden was willing to let his son go to jail. Or was he? Because surprise, surprise, in great politician fashion, as soon as Biden lost the election, he pardoned his son Hunter. So Charlamagne the God thought this was hypocritical. Now, here's the thing. Anybody who listens to this and watches this would think it's hypocritical, right? You don't even have to identify with a particular party. You watch somebody say one thing and do the other thing, clearly hypocritical. But the women on the panel, like Whoopi Goldberg and Joy, they didn't feel like this was hypocritical, and they really took an issue with Charlamagne calling Biden a hypocrite.
And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, et cetera, as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time, and, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy, and they were saying that, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him. That's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law, I respect, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed his...
Really?
I understand why they're trying to play semantics with lying now, as if we don't know what lying means, because shows like The View, they're in a very bad position. They have gone too far left. They have gone to the point of no return, right? Their audience is their audience. And because their audience is their audience and there's no hope, even if they change radically right now, there's no hope of ever re-ingratiating yourself with the middle or with people on the right. So because you understand this, you now just have to double down and super appeal to the left, which is why, like, when I watch, like, the Young Turks, I, feel for Sink, because right now Sink is like, bruh, I messed up. I went too far left. These people are lunatic. That applies to the right, too. If you go too far right, you're going to encounter a lunatic, which is why you just have to be true to yourself and true to the truth. Because if you have positioned yourself in your audience where you have gone too far either direction, then you're in a position where you taking a center stance does you no good. It only hurts you. You now telling the truth and being honest with yourself only hurts you because your audience are people who are extremists either side. So when you watch this, understand and feel pity that Whoopi Goldberg and The View, they've gotten to a point where their audience are nothing but extremists. So they have to take stances like this. But Charlamagne the God, man, listen.
Think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a sudden?
No, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that they're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground.
Listen,
they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
Quick interruption. Make a mental note of Whoopi Goldberg saying, I am a Democrat. You're going to need that for a little later, because it also shows how slick these TV personalities are. Now, of course, there's a moral high ground. Both sides have a moral high ground. If a moral high ground didn't exist, there wouldn't be any argument. Both sides believe that their way forward is the righteous way forward, and their way forward is going to save society. Both sides believe that the other party's ways is going to collapse society. Democrats believe that the MAGA people are racist, they're anti-democracy, they're corrupt, and MAGAs believe that the left are devil-worshipping lunatics who are trying to collapse society. But if you take a stance and then your actions and what you do directly contradicts whatever that stance is, then you're going to be called out. So in the case of Biden, you can't be this anti-corruption, law and order president, and then you go ahead and pardon your son after saying you wouldn't pardon him. That right there is very bad.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. You don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're
mad.
No.
Okay.
Using the "are you mad" to discredit somebody is an age-old tactic that maybe I'm giving her too much credit that I thought was beneath somebody like Whoopi Goldberg, because Whoopi Goldberg is a veteran, like 60-plus years old. You would think that she would at least know that even if he was mad, that wouldn't discredit anything he's saying. Emotions don't discredit what you're saying. And if he was mad, he would have every reason to be mad, because Charlamagne got at somebody who walked the pavement for these Democrats, right? Who was a heavy supporter of Kamala, who put his reputation, his name on the line for Kamala and Joe Biden. And if he felt like Joe Biden lied to him, then he has every right to feel like, yo, they lied to me. I was bamboozled, I was fooled. And usually when somebody is bamboozled and hoodwinked, that comes with being mad and upset. But Whoopi then starts to get a little bit too sassy, right? Too sassy. Right? She put too much dip on her chip when talking to Charlamagne the God.
I can get in on this. I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really disagree on. Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions and the impartiality of the Department of Justice. Democrats ran on that. This same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. We shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls? He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
has criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne the God.
I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more. But you're missing my question. Okay. My question is, what is it that makes people flip out?
Whoopi not knowing the answer to why people hold Trump and Biden to two different standards is a big part of the reasons why the Democrats lost this election cycle. They're clueless. Now, I'm somebody who is truly center. Like, I'm truly in the middle. All right, like, y'all know who I voted for, and it wasn't for Trump. Even though at the start of the election cycle, I was 100% convinced that I was voting for Trump. I was 100% convinced I was going to vote for Trump. It was a no-brainer for me. But then Trump take on immunity and qualified immunity for police officers changed my mind. Even though I know that full immunity does not mean that cops can just come out here and just smoke random people for no reason. What my mindset was and why I would no longer vote for Trump was qualified immunity has to go. Qualified immunity has to go. I don't believe that a police officer should be able to malpractice and have their personal assets protected. I'm not a big fan of cops abusing their powers, getting sued, then the city has to pay the settlement of $100,000+ of my hard-earned tax money. No, I believe that if that cop abuses powers, their personal assets should be gone after. They should be able to get sued. I should be able to take you to the court of law and have your pockets drained and have your pension drained and have your house foreclosed on, not my tax dollars. So because Trump is anti that, bruh, I have to hop off the bandwagon. But Whoopi not understanding why Biden and Trump are being held to two different standards is the reason why they lost, because they don't even understand their own mission statement. Biden's mission statement and what he was running on is, I'm going to keep things normal. I'm going to keep things by the books. I am law and order. Things are going to run like a democracy. Trump is out here trying to wild out. Trump is out here trying to radicalize things. That's the mission statement. So you have to behave like somebody who is running by law and order. Trump, on the other hand, Trump has an audience of renegades, people who are sick and tired of the system, and they believe You have to do things in the extreme to buck at the system. So if Trump does something that's a little odd, a little sketchy, their audience doesn't care. You know why their audience don't care? Because they understand you have to be radical to tear down the infrastructure. So that's why people treat Trump and Biden a little different.
With Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing.
Well, I don't think people are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes, but when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
That's why I'm an independent.
Yes, but
I think that's the best way to go.
But that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are
wrong. So you don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. And can I just point this out to you? The president has a pardon power,
you're ridiculous.
Right?
She crashing out. No, you're ridiculous. Bro, she didn't even hear what he said. He said, yo, that's ridiculous, man. Now she's going after him personally. No, you're ridiculous. She crashing out. On live television, yo, Charlamagne the God had to sort of like turn around and say, hey, listen, bro, I didn't attack you I didn't say that you were ridiculous. But these people can't admit, yo, wrong. He was wrong. And don't get me wrong, this is not just on the left. It's on the right too. There are people who would make every excuse for why Trump wasn't wrong. There are people who would look at Trump do something wrong and they will make up excuses too. So if you cannot admit, if you can't be fair and impartial, if you can't tell the truth about somebody, then that's an issue, right? Now you're a part of a cult. The moment you don't think that you could tell the truth about somebody publicly, you're a part of a cult, right? Which is why, listen, I would probably never be a popular political YouTuber because I can't stand, I can't stand extremists on both sides. And you have to be an extremist, bro, right? You have to pander to one side to get carried to the top of YouTube in this political sphere, which is why I stay away from it, man. But yeah, Charlamagne the God sort of diffuses Whoopi Goldberg's crash out fairly quickly.
I say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg. Yeah, I would never. I said that. I just think that's.
Think about it. Just think about it this way. just very quickly. Can you reframe it in this way? And think about it maybe in this way. The president has the ultimate pardon power. Every president has done this, right?
Sorry, we're not reframing nothing, all right? We got to call it how it is. Now, something happened towards the end of this that made me do something that I never do. It made me shocked, like absolutely stunned. So at the very end, Whoopi contradicts everything at the very beginning. Remember when I told y'all to make a mental note of Whoopi saying, I am a Democrat? Well, after Whoopi realizes that she lost the debate, that Charlamagne the God was making too much sense, right? She then tries to disavow the very party that she just claimed that she's a part of. Here's Whoopi in live time, disavowing the Democrats, claiming that she's not them.
But now, when you have elected officials also saying that, but then all of a sudden when he's president, that just goes away.
Disappears.
Like he was a threat to democracy, but then as soon as he becomes president-elect, Joe Biden's like, welcome back to the White House.
Well, we have differences of opinions about this. I don't have a party because none of them make me happy.
Now she don't have a party after claiming allegiance to the Democrats before the debate started, man. Listen, y'all let me know in the comment section, bro. What do you guys think about this? That's why you shouldn't take these people seriously, bro. All of this is performative, bro. They don't believe nothing they say. Let me know in the comment section, is Biden wrong? Did Charlamagne the God cook? Right? Did Charlamagne the God perform well? I'll be real. Charlamagne the God have let me down a couple of times with other performances, but this performance right here, bro, this is vintage, all right? This is Lakers Shaq, all right? When Charlamagne the God is interviewing these political pundits, he sort of resorts to like Miami Heat Shaq. This is Lakers Shaq, all right? Let me know in the comment section, all right, what you guys think about this. And if you're still watching, click on this video right here to find out about the sorriest, most pathetic person in podcasting, all right? Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.